Hello, I'm Amit, and welcome to Heartwarming Fables, where every story touches your soul and leaves you with a smile. 70-year-old Kamlesh held a brown envelope in her trembling hands, still feeling the fragrance of her first love from years ago. This letter had reached her when she was just 14 years old. In those days, marriages happened at a young age, and the Gona post-marriage ceremony would take place 5 or 7 years later. Her sisters had also been married between the ages of 11 and 13. She was the beloved of the family, so her parents weren't too worried about her marriage. If they had their way, they would have kept her with them forever and never sent her to another home after marriage. Grandma, is this Grandpa's handwriting? Sonu asked, almost snatching the letter from Monu's hands. It's written in English. Did you know English, Grandma? You kids ask so many questions. Give it to me, Kamlesh said, her eyes helpless as she fumbled with her hands. Grandma, did Grandpa write you a love letter? Nonsense. Don't talk like that, Kamlesh replied, her wrinkled face blushing with embarrassment, but her eyes sparkled with the memory of her first love. Her grandchildren sat around her, listening intently. In her hands was the first love letter her husband had written to her. Grandma, please tell us your love story. When and how did you first meet Grandpa? Was it a love marriage or an arranged one? Go away. I'm not telling you anything. Give me back my letters. You're taking advantage of my poor eyesight, Kamlesh scolded playfully. Kamlesh had lost her eyesight, but she could feel the words in her heart. Her husband had passed away nearly 10 years ago. In those 10 years, she had devoted herself to raising her grandchildren. Not even a year after her husband's death, her daughter-in-law also passed away, leaving her 3 children in Kamlesh's care. She often sat by her husband's photo, talking to him. Why did you leave me? You should have taken me with you, she would say. Then she would hear her inner voice. Who will take care of your grandchildren? Their mother is gone, and your son hasn't remarried. You are their mother, grandmother, and everything to them. One shock after another, and the burden of responsibility took a toll on her, especially her eyes. Though she had lost her eyesight, she could always see her husband smiling in her mind's eye. The children insisted, so she had to tell them her story. She unfolded the layers of her past and shared a beautiful love story with her grandchildren. The first love letter was in her hands. Your grandfather went on a hunger strike, saying he would only marry me. Back then, he used to visit our house often because he was the younger brother of my elder sister's husband. Whenever my sister came to our house from her in-laws, he would follow her, and we would play together. He even taught me how to read and write. At that time, girls didn't go to school or college, but he wanted me to learn. We were so engrossed in our childhood games that we didn't realize when we fell in love. It only became clear when a feud between our families stopped him from visiting us. My marriage was arranged elsewhere, and I fell so ill from crying that I was bedridden for over a year. Back then, girls didn't have the freedom to speak up, but I told my mother that I would only marry my sister's brother-in-law. My mother trembled and said, "Your father will never agree. After the feud between our families, he will never let you marry him." When we couldn't meet for a whole year, he sent this letter through a relative. I had learned enough to read it and wrote back to him. Did you reply to this letter, Grandma? By then, I had learned enough to read and write, so I read it easily and wrote back. Grandma, don't be mad, but we read your love letter. Grandpa expressed his love and how he couldn't focus on his studies because he kept thinking about you. Yes, after this letter, he came to our house disguised as a bangle seller. He wore a sari and covered his face. Everyone thought he was the bangle seller's daughter-in-law. He didn't speak, but when he put bangles on my hands, I recognized his touch. When he lifted his veil, I was terrified that if he got caught, he would be beaten badly, and if they found out he had come to see me, both of us would be killed. Did anyone find out? No, no one suspected a thing. Your grandfather was a great actor. He didn't speak a word and only nodded when asked something. He walked just like a girl. He only put bangles on my hands. The bangle seller did the rest. Wow, so romantic. When he left, he slipped another letter into my hands and asked for my reply, which I hid in a handkerchief and gave to him. So, Grandpa must have kept that letter safe too. Yes, your grandfather had a habit of keeping letters and old photos safe. You both kept this first love letter safe for so many years. Every year during Diwali cleaning, you wouldn't let us touch that black briefcase. This time, we were determined to find out what was inside. The children began rummaging through their grandfather's black briefcase, where they had found his first love letter. Soon, they found another letter wrapped in a pink handkerchief. It was also written in English, signed, Your Kamlesh. They couldn't believe their grandmother, who had never been to school, could write such beautiful English. Love teaches everything. Kamlesh, with her trembling fingers, felt every word of the letter her husband had written to her. Word by word, she remembered everything written in that letter. The children read the first love letter their grandmother had written to their grandfather. Kamlesh, without her eyesight, was reading the letter from her sister's brother-in-law, her childhood friend, who had become her lover and then her husband.